So I gave you guys some numbers to look at. First off, we did get our max levy for 2027. Okay, which is capped at 6% this year. The last couple of years it's been at 4%, so that should help us a little bit. The first thing that let me tell you, our estimated revenue right now, without getting any numbers from the DLGF, I have our lit at about 620,000. That all goes into our general fund, and then our levy is estimated at 642,117. So the levy is what we do between the funds. So we have to split that between general, NVH, park, and cumulative capital development. So for 2026, I'll kind of tell you how we split it up. General got 379,524. NVH was 150,000. Park was 100,000, and CCD was 40,291. So you have your property tax levy distribution on this sheet right here, very front sheet, that kind of tells you how those have been split up by percentages through the years. So the general has obviously increased. It used to be 35% in 22, and in 2026 it was 56. So really since about 24, it's been 45 to 55%. NVH stays about the same. And then the park has decreased. It was 30% of the property tax levy, and now it's 15%. And that's steadily just decreased through the years. Then our cash reserves, you have a little thing there with the cash reserves that show you how we ended 2025. That's right here. So on your first sheet, back to this one. So it gives you their 2025 for the general. We ended with 17.4%, NVH was 22.4%, and the park was 27.6%. So that kind of shows you that there. Then there's a little graph, just goes through how the funds are doing. The NVH, it's not really grown, but it's grown just a tiny bit. It's not going down any. We pretty much have leveled off there. Kind of depends on you guys if you want to increase a little bit there to kind of bring that reserve up a little. Can't do anything about the wastewater with taxes and lit. So the wastewater and water, I know our wastewater does not look good. And then the park fund reserves, they've declined from their high was 39% to now 27.6%. The general fund has improved a little bit. It's went up, 4%, 5%. So it has increased a little bit. We're still not where we need to be. They recommend 35% for the general and NVH fund, and then the park fund, they recommend a 50% cash reserve. And then the other sheet, this is one you guys got from me last year with the bar charts. So that just kind of, it goes back through and shows you just the supplies, like how much we have budgeted for the fire department, service and fees, their capital expenditures, and then their total budget. Okay. So one thing that I wanted to, obviously the park has a very large capital improvement budget from the town. In 2025, the park operating was about $76,000. Their capital improvement projects were $100,000. In 2024, there was $65,000 spent in capital improvement. 23, $68,790. 22, $64,000, and 21, $83,043. So that just kind of is something for you guys. You can look over, because when it comes down to it, we have to decide how we're going to split our levy. So either we need to, the park has, they have a cushion anyways. I think they have a balance of right now $493,000. So they're not in dire straits. But if their revenue keeps being 100,000 and they're spending 160, 175, then it's eventually it's going to deplete.
But we need to get some type of plan put together for the park so we can use this money instead of setting it. Right? We need to improve the park. What can we improve?
Right.
Get something going on every year so we can, I don't know, the workout center, or I don't know what they're calling down there. You know, we did pickleballs this year, stuff like that. We can't just let the money set. We need to use it, or we'll probably lose it.
We're not gonna lose it. It's in their fund. So, I mean, they can start using it, but it's not recommended to deplete your cash reserves.
I didn't say
So,
depleted. I said,
Yeah.
let's figure out something we can improve every year so we can, you know, make the park a park.
A
Yeah.
conversation with Edwin Buswell just in this line last night. They did kind of a 5-year plan,
Uh-huh.
and it was submitted to DNR, but then it was rejected because because of the Hispanic population, they want feedback from the Hispanic community. And that he was telling me last night, so whether it was gonna be through a monkey survey like they did back years ago with the park board or what, he talked that to finalize a 5-year plan, that has to happen. It was just a conversation we had last night.
And that's Curbs who put that together. That's all I have. I just wanted you guys to know kind of where we're at right now.
Okay, we can go by departments, if you want. We'll just start off here. I got a list. We'll just start with the street department. Go ahead.
So in the paperwork that I gave you, in review of our current street signage, I would like to propose several items for the upcoming budget to improve town infrastructure and ordinance compliance. Traffic enforcement and street signage. Jake has developed a comprehensive map highlighting a significant lack of speed limit signs across the town to ensure our officers can effectively uphold road laws. I recommend a phased installation plan. I propose we budget for high priority areas this year with a plan to expand coverage over the next few years. Market Street, I propose implementing parking restrictions on Market Street between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. to align with the gas station closing hours. This will allow enforcement through towing rather than utilizing a meter maid. That's for the street department. Would you like me to continue?
So I got a question on this.
Yes.
I'm assuming maybe I'm out of line that with Jake's proposal, Roger has kind of looked at this as well, that
Nope, was not given to me.
I suggest in the future, when,
Yeah.
if it's law enforcement, I get Jake, but
Oh,
Roger's kind of the marshal.
yes, sir. I understand that, Roger, and I apologize. I didn't.
And then
find
one
that.
thing you gotta take in consideration on Market Street, the apartments above the Mexican restaurant, we cannot restrict their parking because they're grandfathered. That was prior to the area plan doing the off-street parking.
Okay.
So you can't restrict them from.
I'm not saying we don't need more stop signs or
Yes, sir.
speed limit,
Just talk
things
with
like that.
Roger.
But listen, we got a chain here. You guys got to work together.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
you really do.
yes.
And if Jake's working on this for you and he doesn't know it, shame on you and shame on Jake.
Jake just asked me if he can make a map and he asked me to put in signs. I said
So
that
your
was
your
fine.
response to that is, you report to
Fine.
Roger,
Okay, yes, sir.
okay? Because it's,
Yes, I can
do
see
you
that.
want him to mess with your people?
Probably not,
Okay,
yes.
But tell Jake thanks for his input.
yeah,
'cause
yeah, because I mean,
I appreciate the effort.
he should be on every one of these streets. I mean, especially after a couple meetings ago, you know, talking to Roger and discussing about more
Yeah,
side street policing.
yes, I apologize, Roger. Also, I had put in a quote from Michael Todd on how much those signs would, cost.
Tracy, I might say, if you're gonna put new signs up, like you did down at Greenwood and, have locations done first.
Yes,
They have,
yes.
just have them come in and do a location check to make sure we don't get anything.
Yes, sir. And I went ahead and I got my own account with 811, and I'm gonna make sure that you utilize it correctly.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The, would any of these be put on poles, digital poles, or?
There's actually a whole statute on sign regulations to the height, locations, everything that needs to be reviewed. And then when you're dealing, we can do some things on the state highways, but we also have to coordinate with NDOT on those.
NDOT?
Yeah,
I'm talking digital poles.
yeah, but, there's a
My guy
whole
taking
set
it.
of regulations as to
It did.
the type of sign and stuff. And, so, yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
When I was talking with Michael Todd, Jeff from Michael Todd, he told me that it isn't in the best interest of the town to put the speed limit signs on stop signs because signage, stop signs are supposed to be 7 foot tall and the, speed limit signs are supposed to be lower. So he says he wouldn't give us advise us to put those
Yeah,
on.
I would definitely work with Roger on that.
Okay. And then, do you want me to keep going?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's your.
And then, I recommend budgeting for water softener repairs and replacements. Given the condition of the units at the water plant, we must decide whether to replace or shut them down. I've received the following quotes for $116,000 including installation and $79,000 to it should have been $60,000 excluding installation. I've included those quotes as well. I'm also awaiting a quote from Lee Milling, who may be able to repair specific automation components at a lower cost. Given the critical nature of the equipment, I suggest we establish a backup plan. Sidewalk and snow removal, I'm researching more effective solutions for sidewalk snow removal. Options include bad boy mower and Rensselaer, a versatile unit for summer mowing and winter plowing. The quote includes a plow assembly and a salt spreader. I recommend the 4-wheel drive version for better traction. I also gave you a quote for Ventrac and an Avent, high performance units that offer significant benefits but at a higher price point. I do have pictures of those if you'd like to see them. I got with Roger because he had talked to me about a Raptor, but I am unable to find a person that sells that kind of unit in our area. I've looked in several areas, Lafayette,
This is
Rensselaer,
like
Maryville.
If you're gonna do, this is my opinion, if you're gonna do sidewalk snow removal, you don't want a mower combo. Because you're gonna
But
have,
what I'm saying is, don't we have a unit like this?
no, all we have is that old John Deere that's used to drag the diamonds in a snow plow.
I thought we had a,
No. I looked at that Boss Raptor and stuff, but no, we don't have a unit currently just for
I
sale.
thought you told me the plow was all jacked up on it. Last year, the year
It's
before.
that,
What is that unit?
that is the John Deere,
That's a tractor.
just a John Deere tractor.
Why did I think it was
Yeah.
like a mule or something? Is that what this
If you
is?
talk to the people at Phoenix, they've tried everything with zero turn mowers, and they went to the Raptor for their snow removal company in the wintertime. Did you try that number that I gave you?
Yeah, it said it was a trailer company.
Took me a picture.
What?
This is one of the items that I was looking at.
Yeah, that's probably it. Is that
That's not a Raptor.
no, it's what? That's a bin track, which is,
I would say if you don't want to
Cadillac.
budget it in this year, then maybe we can look at that in the future. We can stick with using the green John Deere.
Well,
I have no,
what is, this says Rebel 61-inch Kawasaki.
I have pictures of the items. The two bottom are from Bad Boy. The one at the top is from the RPM
yeah, those are,
Ventrac.
Okay.
these are mowers.
This is the
So with this,
Ventrac 2120.
this thing right here,
That,
what's the purpose? Snow removal?
exactly. I guess that snow removal comes with a plow and a salt spreader on the back, but I didn't think that was fair. I just wanted to make sure you had more than one quote.
Right, so, if you're gonna look at something like that, why wouldn't you look at a mule? I know what a mule is, right?
Yeah.
One of the utility things, and that's something that you guys could actually read meters in.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll never get a mule with the flower pots and stuff, you'll never get it down the sidewalk.
This one is the Ventrac 2120 SSV. This one actually has brine water that sprays out of it, so as you go along, you can do it all in one swipe with your Dodger.
You can get up and get it to us. You don't have to.
Sorry, so sorry.
Roger's not wearing a skirt today. He's not your secretary. This is your Christmas list, right?
Well, and then I have a quote that's attached from Core and Main for 100 meters and radios. The purchase would support our ongoing transition to touchless readings, the touchless reading system in Monon. I didn't know if you guys wanted to quote for that this year, if we wanted to continue that or not.
We've got quite a ways to go. to
Yeah,
get it. Yeah, I think we're at like 200 right now. New ones with the radio reads.
There's a softener.
the softener is actually running in manual mode right now because we cannot run it in auto. It actually kicks itself on and it's automation. There's a complete automation issue, and it because it doesn't shut itself down, it winds up running too much water through the system when we're running the tower, and it causes high chlorine levels in the water. So we have to disconnect and backwash, regenerate it twice a week. And we have to put the wires together and separate them and shut it down and then manually do it twice a week. So it's been an ongoing issue. If anything, if we can't budget it in, we might have to just shut the softeners off.
Are we able, now that's the softeners for the whole town. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Is there something we can do in phases?
We have been here and there fixing a lot of different things
No,
on that.
I get that, but I don't know what the heroes or whatever is.
Mhm.
Can this be phase one and phase, like, is it able to be done that way?
Well, I was looking into it more with Lee Muling, and what he's thinking is that instead of having to replace the whole system, because he feels like it's a good system, he says because it's an automation system, he'd like to just replace some meters on it and then the control panel, and then that way it would be cheaper on the town instead of the $116,000 to replace the whole thing.
Well, if we replace the meters and stuff, and that doesn't work, and we need to, are we able to, those meters would be able to move to the newer type stuff that we purchased?
Yes, yes. He's actually coming up with a quote and more information on that.
Okay.
He just didn't have it prepared now because it is a big job.
Well,
He
this,
wants to make sure.
this is exactly what we want, right? It's plans for what we need the money for, so we can look at it. It's not an approval meeting, obviously, but this is good stuff that, hey, we've got this coming. It's not gonna be a surprise.
And it's very good, because you eat an elephant one bite at a time, and that's kind of what we're looking at, can we piece that together? So, good job on that.
And I like the wish list. I mean, this is a need as far as the water softener stuff.
Yes,
The want list, I'm saying it's the bad boys and the different
Yeah.
things, which I'd like to give my input later on if we're ready to look at that stuff.
okay.
We're a small town, we gotta look at multi-use, right?
Yes.
I get you guys just don't like the tractors, but this stuff is single use. So
Well-
maybe a little bit bigger tractor and better tractor. I mean, maybe the
That,
option.
the RPM machinery, I think it's the Ventrac, you can actually buy different equipment. You can buy a bucket for it. It's just like a skidster. You can buy all kinds of different parts for that. A street sweeper, you can buy
But
it.
they're extra, right?
Yes, it would
when
be
you-
extra.
When you
Correct.
buy a lawnmower, it comes with the deck already. The only thing you gotta buy is the blade to do.
Yeah,
Look at, like, we look at something like that, pieces, don't have to buy it all, everything at once.
Well, you don't want the machine without a bucket.
Well, no, I understand, but if you're looking at other equipment, whether it's a spreader or blade or whatever,
right.
I get it.
If we do purchase it, it will come with the plow and the salt spreader, and that's it for now.
my big thing on the equipment's the documentation and when we bought it and when are gonna need to replace it. We've been singing that song for,
And what we're replacing.
10 years because, yeah,
I'm not saying we don't need it, I'm just saying
Right.
we've gotta have that plan. And I like that you're bringing this to us.
and prioritize because we obviously can't buy it all at once.
Right.
And we are behind, aren't we, Raj?
We are behind.
That's great.
That's it.
That's
So we have, I keep looking, I apologize, Ryan, I keep looking at you.
That's okay.
But we have the red service truck left, right?
Mhm.
What other old pickups do we have that are rusting apart?
We have the, what is it, Roger?
Chevy Silverado, the one that's currently at the park.
We didn't sell that one yet because before Tony left, he had replaced that transmission and we paid a good chunk of money
I
to.
get that. So we have one new plow truck. And the red plow truck.
Mhm.
That's it.
And then we have the other one, the other brand new truck.
So we got two brand new pickup trucks.
The dump truck and,
Oh, dump truck.
250.
The dump truck, 250, and the, so we got the truck.
Those all have new plows on them.
Yeah, but one needs fixed.
We have three trucks.
Those are brand new plows, aren't they?
Yeah, Cody's plow just stopped working last year when we went to go put it up, and I think you said maybe a wire harness or something like that, remember? And it has yet to be repaired, it's still sitting in the pool barn.
Why?
I guess I did send it out.
Need, don't need yet.
I was waiting on word before, I will be honest, from the boss man at the time, but, because we can't get it to raise either. We'll have to actually probably try and.
So who uses each truck?
Cody uses the dump, well, Cody did use the dump truck, Honor uses the other brand new truck, which is,
The
and
250.
I
And the
use the
soup.
250, I use the red truck.
Okay.
And currently they have the Silverado.
Well, I feel you probably need to use the regular pickup truck, because if we operate the fact that part of your position, when you pass your probationary period, you know, it's a take-home truck, and it's no different than Jake driving home to Wolcott or wherever he's driving, you know, so it probably needs to be you, because you don't need to be driving a service truck, in my opinion.
At our last meeting, we did kind of discuss that. That'll be have to be discussed in the future, because in our ordinance it does say it can't go out of the county. She lives in Jasper County.
Okay.
So that's something that we'd have to think about in the future. And she was fine with that.
I get that, but it's, you know, Monticello is in the county, and it's further than Jasper County, so, in some spots, so,
But it's still one.
Just telling you what it says.
I get it.
I'm thinking about gas. I'm thinking about gasoline.
Right. Oh, no, I know.
And that's my whole thing.
Yeah.
So that position is all, the wage, part of that wage is figured into a company vehicle to drive home. We're not compensating for that.
Right.
You see the palm go up right now.
That's just nervous.
Good stuff, kid. Oh, thank you. That's scary.
Mine's a long one. Anybody else have anything for Tracy?
The only other thing I'd say for the gas, or for the MBH, is that I wanted to increase the gasoline to 3,500. I figured I took at least that. Currently, we had 3,000. I wanted to increase that a little bit. Actually, I think that I took more, I thought this, maybe budget 5,000. I took our last from 21 to 25 fuel cost, and then I figured that could be split between our MPH, so the street department, the water and wastewater, because those trucks are used for all three departments. So I wanted to kind of even out that, because honestly, our wastewater really needs some help. So I was trying to, think of different ways that we can kind of, to make some of those costs go into another fund.
What would it do to our gas budget if our police car went to a Prius?
You'd be very intimidated.
We'd have to buy more bullets.
That's really.
So,
The only thing that I asked Annette to take a look at is our fuel and, yeah, the fuel and tires. The only thing I actually have on the list that needs replaced is a laptop in my vehicle. And that's, we want to put the same thing in there as what the fire department's been putting in theirs. It's actually a Dell Pro, it's a rugged, and Bowser IT was at 28,982 to replace that.
28,000?
No.
2,800.
28. Oh,
You were thinking the same as me, right?
that's,
28,982.
yeah, because.
Yeah, so that's 28,000.
$2,982.
Yeah, right,
Razor
sorry.
blades right now.
But, no, because everything else, you know, if we go ahead and move forward with a new vehicle, then we're not gonna have added vehicle repairs and stuff. And that comes out of the edit money.
Is there any way we can track the repairs
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to see what the repairs are? Have we looked at, I watched the last meeting, have we compared the repairs? I know we don't use the Explorer very much, but would it be better off to trade your Explorer in or
I'm
keep the
gonna say
Explorer?
there's less expense on that Explorer.
Because of the drive?
Because it's only getting used at the school and then part-time in the summer, compared to the repairs on my truck in the last year.
I get it.
And that's kind of why I lost it in Dodge this time.
Roger, this year you guys had 2,000 for your, tires.
Yeah. I know the last time.
Year to date, but I know that's another 700 and something, so it's probably
So,
about 1,200 maybe right now is where you're at spent.
yeah, so, okay.
And then the other thing was fuel. We have 18,000 budgeted, and as of the day I printed this, it was 7,033 that we had spent. And I think we just got a new one from Keystone for that.
Yeah, because I know we put that up pretty high when fuel prices were going
Right.
crazy, so.
And are you thinking the laptop next year then, right?
Laptop for next year,
Okay.
yeah, as long as this one holds in.
Well, why can't we put that in the car, price of the car?
There's also some other money that we can use for,
I mean, that's
like
outfitting the car.
computer equipment.
Well, I mean, you could, you're taking it out of your capital improvement money anyway. I think for what Brad shot us on the trade-in, yeah, we could probably get more out of it, but then we throw the money right back into the general fund. Where if you use the 14,000 trade-in, then it's that less amount of money we take out of our capital improvement fund. And then we'll have the outfitting, we'll use as much stuff off of my truck as we can get off of it that'll go over, but some stuff just because of the change of the bodies and stuff has to be replaced.
Now, you say it's better to accept the 15,000 trade-in.
I think it's better to accept the 14,000 trade-in, and then that cuts the amount of capital expense money we're utilizing.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anybody to buy it for 14,000. I texted Roger the other day, yesterday or the day before about it, because I'm looking for a truck, right? And what would he get out of it? I'm like, yeah, that's,
Especially when, the nice thing about these vehicles, you got the mileage to look at, then you got the regular idle time, and then you got the drive idle time, and when you put all that together, I mean, we're over 4,000 on drive hours and almost 4,000 on idle time, so. And I'm one, if I go into the office, the vehicle gets shut off, the price of fuel, so. That's mainly it. Everything else.
so with replacing, that's a 2027 replacement?
It's 2026.
Yeah, the truck would be at 27,
It'd
yeah.
be a 2027.
Yeah. 2027 model.
26 years.
It will be About 90-day build, Brad said, from the
Okay,
time.
so what's the lifespan of the Durango that we have?
Well, the Durango, we bought it to kind of say we bought it used because it was a detective vehicle from the port. It's a 21. Try to make it, see if we can push it farther.
We've had quite a few repairs on that one too.
That one's, the Dodges have had a lot more repairs than anywhere we had in the past.
Then that's something else. Repairs on that would be-
Yeah, because here's the thing with that, right? I knew that we had a lot of the Dodge
Yeah.
repairs with Jake's vehicle as well. So if we're, got a lot of repairs in that one and not as many in your truck, why are we keeping the Dodge? Trade the Dodge, the truck,
She's gonna get us, she's gonna bring something out for us to look at repairs on that. Just ask her, we'll compare that, because that's what's going on in my mind too, Roger.
The main thing, like I told you, is, I mean, you got 6 years in and out of that thing. It definitely would need a new front seat and new cabinet. Yeah, so,
it might be able to cool it too.
Possibility, and again, we're stretching money, and that's kind of what we all look at. Let's compare that.
Are those cloth seats in both vehicles?
Yeah.
I think it'd be cloth.
Cloth up front, vinyl in the back.
Makes sense.
That's the only thing I have.
Back to Tracy, I think we need, whatever we need to do with the wastewater and water plant, whatever needs to be repaired there, that's gotta come maybe before we get some type of equipment, because
Well, that's separate, so we don't
Yeah.
budget the water and wastewater, it doesn't have any tax dollars.
so we can keep that separated
Yeah.
then, okay?
So anything that we pay for the water and wastewater is gonna come out of the water and wastewater funds.
Okay,
Yeah.
But again, like on the softer stuff,
Yeah.
that's interchangeable, we need to do.
yeah,
Yeah, however, I get, are we able with, once we get the quotes in and everything for the new sewage plant, would this be something that could be part of that? I mean, we're getting a loan for it anyway, why not add that into that cost?
I don't
I
think we
wouldn't
can do
think
that.
Because it's a water, so it's different.
Difference between the water
Yeah.
and wastewater.
Yeah, it would be a water project.
You always ask, right?
Well, not really, it was discussed, did we ask the people? I mean, I
I'm
don't know.
struggling to get all the funds for just the wastewater treatment.
I'm not sure we have them all yet.
I know. Yeah. So,
Checkbook out.
yeah.
Okay, we've done the street, we've done the police, fire department.
Just a few things that we were looking at on the wish list.
You scare me when you say just a few things.
A few things. Well, I mean, I'd like to see it, I'd definitely like to see our equipment like go up a little bit. Everything's just getting more expensive than it's just how it is. One of the things that I think would be beneficial, I can give this to you. So we've got a lot of water around here. This is one thing that we don't have. So we can draft out of the water when we're out in the country, like over by any of the lakes, any body of water. It's basically a floating suction hose. It sits below the surface
See that?
and
I
above the
thought
mud.
get it out, sorry.
So, I mean, we could use it, like when we had, going on Meats Fire, we were having problems drafting out of the quarry, we could use that there, where we would drain the water tanks, especially out at the lakes. I mean, it's something that we can set up so we don't have to drive as far with the tankers. Once you set it up of course you'll have to have a pump to pump it, but once you set that truck up, then we would have it.
So you mentioned the quarry or whatever. I know at one time,
Vanguard was gonna put in the dry hydrant.
they're allowing I met with them, and what they basically wanna do is that a catwalk, running the metal pipe off the catwalk at the north edge of the quarry right down there, and then you would have a thing back there. They're willing to do that, they're just not willing to pay for it, so we hadn't talked about that. I don't think it'd be that expensive, I think it'd benefit the town and the township
I
to
know,
have, and I can't see that that would be very hard to do.
right, well, I go back to the whole, there was a fire
Hell fire down by the water.
down by the water, and Monticello actually has, I don't know, PVC pipe running straight down to the water that we sucked at. I mean, it was ridiculous.
We'd actually bought a part that could still work on the metal pipe, but Vanguard wanted to use, which kind of makes sense because you wouldn't have to worry about the ice and stuff. If you use metal pipe, went across that catwalk and then down, and then put the screen on it, and then you have the connection, which would just be the fire department saying, hey, this is the type of connections we want. But I think that can still be done and done fast.
Yeah, the price difference too, but yeah. I think if you talk to the right Vanguard people, they put it in.
What kind of ticket are you talking on this?
There's some prices on there.
Oh, there is?
I know, I didn't see it.
I didn't see
I
me.
didn't either. See how you work.
I don't believe it, do you?
It's free.
Yeah, I wish it was free. I would get it.
Okay, it's, I think they're between 2,000 and 4,000.
So,
Here's one of the other things. Most of the people around us are starting to really start switching their stuff over to the Storks, which basically is just a quick connect. For all your, like your suction and if you're relay pumping or anything like that. Most of the departments around us have Storks. We're still on thread. I don't want to replace hoses or anything like that. You can buy adapters. Make our hose Stork series. That's one thing I was thinking if we could increase our equipment budget. I mean, it would be something we have to bring up in this meeting. We'd just be able to get some every now and again. Oh, there it is. It's behind the folder tank. 919 to 4,700 for the folder tank, or for the floating tank.
she's talking about what's this
Yeah.
one here for?
That's the storage.
The stores. And tell me what those are, 'cause
So they go on the end of a hose, and instead of us having to sit there and spin the hoses together, it's quarter turn, put one in each lane. So, and they got them, it's mainly for your bigger hoses, 3-inch, 5-inch, stuff like that. We don't need to buy new hoses, they make adapters.
okay.
So instead of buying all new Stork hoses, just buy adapters. The other question I had was, does the town have anything set aside for new equipment? Big purchases? Like trucks,
No.
or anything like that?
And we have our edit money, but we have not, we don't have this money saved for fire department equipment.
Can the town set something up like that? Because these trucks are only getting more expensive.
Yeah, we can look into it.
I mean, I know the
If they want to
township has
save.
a fire accum fund.
Right,
So, I mean, I didn't know if the town had something similar to
What
that.
trucks are looking pretty bad to replace?
Huh?
What trucks are looking bad?
8's the one we put the most money into here lately. With all the fuel problems we've had with it, and motor problems. It would be, the truck we're kind of thinking of would be multi-purpose. It is made in Pennsylvania. Been kind of talking with them. It can be a brush truck, a mini pumper, and a rescue truck. So it can do all three. It's got a pump in the middle. So it can run 5-inch if you want it. It's got a 1,500 gallon per minute pump on it. It's got big flotation tires on it. So it's got front sprinklers on it. You put a front monitor on it. So you would be able to, and it has a rescue box on it. So you would be able to put all your rescue tools on there. Plus, if you had a field fire, it'd be another brush truck. Plus, if you had down at the lakes or something, you get on one of them single, you can actually use it as a engine. I mean, it'd be a multiple truck. I mean, we can't afford to have one truck of every, designation. So if we can combine trucks to make more, that's why we bought Tanker 10. It's a tanker bumper. I mean, so it's our backup engine for our insurance. So this would be similar. It's a Ford. It's a F-550, 4-door. It's got SCBA tanks in it. It's got cross lanes. It's got everything. It's about $550,000.
How would the township help fund that, Jacob?
Well, if you guys want to do a split, we can do a split, but I mean, to expect, entities just to write a check and move on is, that's why you get financing through, FDIC.
Yeah. There's actually a couple different places you can get actually lease or finance, or not lease, but finance through. When I was talking to them, this truck, so you wouldn't make your first payment if you were trying to do it in cash. You wouldn't do your first payment until the chassis came in, and they said the chassis are up to a year out, and then you don't pay the second part until they start building the truck, which could be anywhere from 12 to 24 months later, and 12 to 24 months at completion is when it would have to be paid off. So, I mean, you're looking at 5.5 years. If you did it now, you could be making payments on it before you ever got the truck. But that's another option. Financing is always an option. Fire service has it. Darley, I mean, they all have it. They all have some type of financing that they go through. This one would be through fire service. This company's out of Pennsylvania.
With the price that you said now, will that stay, or if
No.
it's gonna go up if we?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we probably need to soon make a decision.
Or at least have some type of fund that we can start accruing, that just like the fire accumulation fund or anything like that. That, I mean, because like I said, if you look at an engine, you're looking at 5 years and you're over $1 million. E1 engine 6, I think we paid $385,000 or $397,000. That truck's $1 million now. I mean, tankers. I mean, I don't know what we paid for the tanker, but tanker 10 was probably. I mean, I'm guessing it was around that $300,000-$400,000 mark, and they're twice that now. So, and it's just going to go up, and the lead times are getting longer. I mean, an aerial right now, like the one Monticello just bought, theirs happened to be a demo, but they were looking at 6 years from the time they ordered it. So that was just why I was bringing up the.
So have you done a survey for like the similar towns that are in our area to see what equipment they have versus what we have versus what we possibly would need?
So we have a chiefs meeting every 2 months, and we discuss equipment. The biggest thing that most of your trucks are getting longer and wider.
It's not the question.
No, let me finish. And then, so what everybody's saying is, we need something smaller. Most of us have big trucks, so everybody around us has all went to the bigger trucks. The other thing is water. I mean, we're all trying to carry water. So when we have a big fire, like our house fire we had on Parsons Road on July 4th, I had a tanker from everybody in the county except for Woken because water was too far away. We were having to go all the way into Monticello to get water. So bigger tankers and smaller engines. So everybody around us that's what they're looking for. Bigger tankers and smaller engines.
So back to my original question, do we know what every other department has?
I can,
You see what I'm saying? Maybe we have too much, maybe we have too little, I don't know.
We are fortunate enough to have 2 tankers. Brookston has 1. Reynolds has 2 and an engine. I mean, we're basically all staffed the same. Brookston's got a track truck and a brush truck and or not Brookston. Reynolds has a track truck, a brush truck, and a rescue truck. So they've actually got more equipment than we do.
I'm just saying, does the needs fit our needs, right? You know, maybe we don't need this, maybe we need another Squad 51 for a grass truck because we have this many grass fires, right? And
Well, the thing about another grass truck is, I mean,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm just saying, grass trucks come pretty quick. And right now, I mean, Squad 8, we can use as a grass truck, but we found it was too heavy to go off road.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So this other truck has got a poly box on it instead of a metal box, so it's lighter. The pump's in the middle, not on the ass end, so it centers your weight in distribution. I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, tankers are the big thing.
Right. I'm just throwing that out there, different perspectives of different things, right?
The tankers are the big things. I mean, we're all getting called for water, and the bigger the tanker, the better we are, but then we have the problem filling it. So, I mean, pretty much everyone's got 2 tankers except for Brooks, and they have 1. Marcel's got 1. I think that's probably because most of their fires are in town.
How can we set up
I'll have to look into it. I've never.
where we
I don't-
start putting money
Yeah.
in? Does this sound like a big need?
Right.
I'm not sure it's an immediate need.
It's not immediate.
I think we need to set up a fund
Right.
as the township has, and, you know, back to that capital expenditure thing, you know, capital equipment, you know, and put that on the list. As far as borrowing $500,000 to go buy a fire truck, I'm not clear yet, I'm not convinced. Now, I do like about filling out the lake reservoir or whatever, I mean, I think we can do stuff like that to help aid us, but
What brought that up was that Parsons Road fire. Everyone's like, we need one of those floating pumping things, you know, floating so we can suck out the lake. Because we could have went right down the tall timbers and went down the boat ramp and threw it out there. But nobody's got it.
And at that amount of dollars, if that's an aid that can help us in situations, I'm probably more open-minded to that, but $500,000 scares me.
You know, and here's the thing, and I'm not throwing the township trustee under it, but you're not drafting for the town needs, right?
Well,
You're
Monon Meats fire, we had to. We were flowing too much water, and me and Roger, we kept looking at the pumps, and we shut hydrants down and started pulling out of the quarry. Because
so how'd you pull out the quarry?
we took Idaville's truck over there, and we put a makeshift strainer on it that we kind of threw out there and tried to suspend it the best we could. And they had a heck of a time getting prime, but we were finally able to get prime. But then when it was done, we had to clean the truck out.
Well, no matter what, you're still gonna have to clean the truck out.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
So what happened to our old draft equipment?
We've never had anything for the water.
So the stuff that we have right now, and I'm not taking your thunder away, is more for a feed it off the bottom. So as soon as we throw something into a lake, it's gonna be start sucking mud and everything right away. So I can see that part of it, but I can't.
We have our draft equipment for our dump tanks. Our hard suction and the piece that goes in there. We have all that. We use that quite often. This is just something to float to try to keep the truck as clean as possible and out of the mud. Because if I throw that one in there, it's just gonna bury in the mud and I'm gonna start sucking mud. And I won't do that to the engine.
It'll still be a question.
Everybody just saying it's possible.
Do that.
Well, I'll tell you that his capital improvement budget for his is 11,000 right now, and about, let's see, it's almost 6,600 for their turnout gear lease payment, and they have one left next year.
Mhm.
So that already takes that off of his 11,000 for the lease payment, and it will next year too. So then it'll be done. Till the next round.
It will be done.
Till the
5
next
years.
round.
For a minute.
For a minute.
And that's a suggestion, right? Okay. So it's not a suggestion anymore for
And it's,
volunteers to,
and it's 10 years, whether it's volunteers or not.
so let me ask you a question. What's the ruling on facial hair for being safe in the fire department?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you're the leader of our fire department. You signed a contract.
I just signed a contract for it.
You signed a thing that says you're gonna lead the department in a safe manner. You're not leading by example. So what good's turnout gear if you're not following the other rules? Are you guys just choosing the rules that you wanna follow?
Well, nope.
But you are.
I didn't know this was gonna turn into this.
Listen,
Hey,
This is a budget meeting.
yeah.
Listen, it's all about equipment. If we're
This
gonna,
is a budget meeting,
I-
it's not a,
I get that, but if we're gonna say we're gonna pay for turnout gear that has to be done,
Well, that was already in, this is just from the works.
I get it, but it's all the same stuff. He's telling me that, it used to be when I was on the department, as long as you are attempting to comply, a volunteer department doesn't have to do that because of their fire runs every year. We don't compare to the fire runs that Monticello does. So if we're gonna choose to be safe with turnout gear, the turnout gear gives us zero coverage, right? If we're not gonna do the rest, right?
Well, turnout gear will give you coverage for quite a few things. I mean, most of the guys who go inside don't have facial hair.
But are you gonna pick and choose? Does Monticello have certain guys that go into a fire?
Yeah, they do actually.
Okay. Does any of them have facial hair?
Nope.
Doesn't matter, we follow the same rules, right?
There is, I could be speaking out of turn, but there is guidelines for inspection on turnout gear that increases life expectancy. 4 or 5 years ago, it was, what do I want to say? It wasn't a standard, it was suggested of a 10-year life expectancy. But, their suggestion was based on full-time, crews where the equipment was used daily.
I'm all about safety gear, believe me. But my issue I have is you're running an department, Sean, that you're not making rules being followed. And for you to go to somebody's house and tell their spouse that we lost them in a fire because they can't breathe, that's gonna be coming back on you, the town, the township. Okay, I know some people aren't gonna like it, I get it, but you can't choose what you wanna follow.
We can follow it to a T if we want, but we're gonna spend a lot of money. So I'll make sure that I'll start sending everything in here.
Well, that's okay.
I
Right?
still think what you're discussing has nothing to do with our budget. Can we get back to the budget?
We can get back to the budget, but I just wanna, listen, if
Bring
It
it up
was-
at a regular meeting.
I can do that. I'd rather bring it up at a executive meeting because what brought it up was the turnout gear of being out of expiration, then we gotta look at more turnout gear. Well, wait a minute, it was never a set rule. Well, Sean just said it's a set rule. It's a safety concern because that was one of the things that, Sean's bringing up equipment needs, whether it's a tanker or whatever truck you call it, but small pumper. And then, the good idea of the floating whatever. What my thing was, I haven't heard anything that you're wanting to bring back besides the turnout gear that helps the safety of the department. Whether safety cones for once we get out on a scene, or I don't know.
That's why I asked to increase our equipment budget.
But the problem.
I mean, I didn't know I needed to bring all that.
Your budget for equipment is way too small. Townships probably way too big. I don't know. But I don't know, it's not, right? But I'm not sure how we get from $11,000 in your budget to, it needs to be increased, probably 4 or 5 times that. I don't know how we can do that, because there are needs out there, and we need to try to help cover those needs. But we also have to do the right things.
Like Bino said, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's why I brought it up
Yeah.
last year, and I brought it up this year,
And,
and I'll
and the
bring it
only,
up next year.
and the only reason why I brought up the facial hair and that is because of the turnout gear. You know, you're saying that we have to replace this stuff. Well, you're choosing what you have to do versus what you want to do. Okay?
Next subject, White Sox are on in an hour.
Oh, you got Sean.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Park department, good point.
Okay, our park department, we would like to maybe add some more parking down there, which I know that does not bring anybody into the park, but we lack parking. Our basketball court needs parking, additional for the cabin needs parking. They're on the one pavilion there on the curb has no parking, really. We need a new, maybe possible, a new pavilion. Our pavilions are getting outdated. We need to upgrade we need to start including our soccer field into our park.
Amen.
We need to do a parking lot over there, maybe some bleachers, possible a bathroom. We would like to see a walking trail. We understand that we have to start it, that's anywhere from $100,000 to $400,000. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we'd like to do, but our budget is tight.
And that's why I said when we were talking about the park, we just gotta figure out what we wanna do. I was down there, I don't know, a couple times, man, the softball, I don't know what you guys were having down there, or
Yes.
Linda was probably in the concession stand,
Turning.
but there's like cars everywhere.
They use 2 fields to play that, the little boys diamond and the girls softball. So that was a big weekend.
You're right.
Now, if we would update our soccer stuff, that is also, they could maybe do some tourneys and start getting, I would love to see a bathroom over there that we could open but, you have to start,
You gotta start somewhere.
we gotta start somewhere. And, when we're talking parking lots, they're gonna have to be gravel for a while, and then we'll have to build on that, because there's no way we can put in. But, those all cost big.
Yeah, you gotta do the gravel part of it right, and I don't know if,
Yes,
we've got a skid steer, I don't know if we can skin it and put the underlayment down and bring the gravel in.
I was thinking the other day, if the grindings are ground good, Little League, have you ever had problems with that asphalt grinding over there?
You just gotta get it down while it's fine, and then roll around there, so it sets up.
Because we might be able to utilize some of this year's grindings around that basketball court area.
But you still have to take the dirt out of it, and I don't know what that carpet is, or.
Well, they don't really, in the parking lots, they really don't put anything down under the stone. They just take the grass up and then.
We did, because the problem with that is that you just keep piling on top and it keeps going into the dirt, right? It keeps
Yes.
driving in the dirt. This fabric or carpet, whatever they call it, is supposed to eliminate that. We haven't lost any, not more than our less lot.
Can we kind of prioritize where you'd like to see the parking lot first? And again, back to the bike, one at a time. What would be a priority?
our priority, I would love to see that walking trail. I think that we could encourage that to go through our park, go clear over to the soccer field. Get us involved in that area. I didn't know until 4 years ago that that was even park property. I mean, seriously, I did not know.
Part of it's not.
One thing that you have to remember where those great pylons are right behind Little League, there's a right-of-way stretch there that belongs, even though we've mowed and maintained it for years, that belongs to the old Hedges property.
That's on the south end,
No, west end,
west.
right west of the,
Basketball.
Little League.
Little,
So does that go all the way to the road?
That goes all the way to the road and goes to the ditch.
but it's
So
not,
you're saying that you probably could put a walking trail over that little area?
I
If
think
we would get permission?
probably, I think if you probably, cause Ceres, I think owns that property. They probably don't even know it's there and existed, but if somebody had the right contact to reach out, you'd probably get them to just donate that to the park and you do the legal fees, because it actually goes nowhere. There's no bridge or anything.
They can't
it's on the west
cross it.
side of the trees.
It's on the west side of the
By the
trees.
horseman.
Yeah, if you go down Park Road, there's a couple great posts there.
And there was a trailer that sat there.
There's a trailer set there.
So it would have
It has,
sewage and water.
it has a well, that's where we get the
So
water for the
There
flowers here
could be
in town.
potential bathroom there
I
down the
would
road.
probably, at the age of that, be very skeptical of that septic tank.
And it would, but we could hook to the town because, well, that comes across.
Well, you could, depending on where you put it and stuff. No, Little League's on a septic tank. Yeah, Little
I'm just
League's on a
thinking that if
septic
we
tank.
could build that area up, they could have tourneys there, they could have. I mean,
You're not gonna, soccer, that's not really big enough for there, because that ball's gonna end up where those goats are at. And they don't, Mosers are not gonna want. It's kind of out of place for really anything. Because it's not really long enough for a soccer field or wide enough. Because that ball ends up over there, because didn't they already get in trouble a couple of years ago climbing the fence, going and getting the ball because the goats or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know that either. I still think the walking trail would be all right.
I just think that would be, they could go through the park and they could go over that way and then we could turn them around and take them back by the log cabin. I mean, there's just potential.
Do you have any quotes for any of this stuff?
We did look into the walking trails and we got some information on it, but that's as far as it's going. And that was quoted as anywhere from 100,000 to 400,000. You have to start it, you have to put so much down and.
But I think we could probably partner with the township on something like this. Am I speaking out of turn, Jacob?
No, at the park board meeting last night, they were talking about grants and, a matching grant. And I told Diane that, get some figures and, we could match funds.
Right. Yeah, because I think the park's come a long way in it. Or have we gotten the scoreboards yet?
They'll be in the end of July.
Townships purchased three new scoreboards for the Big Diamond Little League and softball.
It's nice.
So, yeah,
But we talked about the walking trail and, how it would feed through past the Babe Ruth Diamond, past the girls softball, back to soccer, and, then you can visualize coming back behind Little League and
through the woods.
And, get back to the log cabin and making up the bridge.
I tell you, if you ever seen the one over in Monticello, I've never walked it. There's a lot of people on it.
And there's a lot of people now that walk the park, but they have to walk the road. And we have such a pretty park, you know, we just need to.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and I also think that you could design the initial steps of it, maybe to include part of the road, and always add to it down the road. It's not like we have to build the Taj Mahal.
Well, yeah, and that's what we discussed last night, because we can't, there's no way that we could put $400,000 walking.
Exactly, yeah.
But we could maybe add to it every couple of years, maybe, or,
Sure.
Yeah,
Good idea.
but that's where we were.
I think the park's coming a long way, and you guys are doing good work down there, good job. We came up here and played baseball. Jacob Kingman did, he had looking real nice. Out there, it was very pleasant. Well, the facilities were.
So yeah, I would say if you could be like your priority list and then with some solid numbers so that we know, and then if you're thinking about applying for grants, we kind of know what it is for a match or.
Do we need some new grills down there?
The grills are fine, some of them, but they're wonky. And
What'd you say?
they're wonky. They
Lean.
suck in and they're kind of like, you know,
The hot dogs end up on the ground.
yes, but they just need to be
Now I get it.
reset. But, and well, yeah, that, you know, but yes, we looked at it. And there's no holes in the bottom of it, but they're just,
So that's something, Tracy, we can help get them reset. Are they in there with concrete or?
On concrete. Yeah, because I wanted to back and pull it post out.
so yeah, we looked at those.
But,
What about the skid steer?
yeah, you could take it.
Are you-
Probably, that one by the big cabin, you could probably straighten it with the skidster and, restamp. That'd be good.
Reshoot it underneath or something?
Just, I think all you need to do is back dirt back in once you straighten it up.
Start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We have enough picnic tables down there?
I think we do. They're probably,
I would, my suggestion,
We need to
because
make
I've sent a
some more.
lot of those out, they're getting to the replacement stage.
but we also talked about maybe having, building trades. Put a sum together. Just to, you know, incorporate if they don't have projects to do. I'd love to, I like to include them in the park because I think that gives them, oh, we done these, we made these, you know, we done this.
People say that.
And, you know, they redone our bridge for us a couple years ago, and that's just, my grandkids love that bridge.
Like the picnic table thing is something I'd like to see us look at. Let's replace 2-year or 4-year, whatever.
We did talk to Jimmy Scott last fall, this spring, about maybe next project, coming and building a pavilion like they have at the school, between the softball. And he said, last I talked to him, he said they were still talking about that. But that's a nice facility there, they built. And I thought that's something that our park needs. I mean, we need to.
Again, bites, replenish a little bit at a time, back to our machinery and mowers and whatever. We seem to fall into that trap where we need 5 things at once,
Yeah.
too often. We have to, all the way back to before your time.
Yeah, but we have to budget it correctly. I mean, when I was doing it, I thought we had a lot more than $11,000 in the fire department budget. I mean,
That's from the town.
right,
You-
but
you-
still, if
Yeah,
the township's matching, that's only 20,000. I mean, just like Sean said, some of this, the floating thing's $5,000. Now, it's only 25 and a half, if that's what we do, right? But still, that's a huge purchase. The valves and stuff that he did, I mean, it eats it up. It's such an important department.
Right.
You know, why is the budget so low?
Let the street catches on fire, let it go. Save your gas.
Why is the park budget so much higher? It's double than our fire and police.
They do have their own money, the fire and the police, they come from our general fund. And so that the general fund money is split in more ways. But I think they need to be increased. I think we can make cuts other places that could just still balance the budget, not to go crazy.
Think about what needs to be increased.
Their equipment budgets. So, and yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, why is there such a difference?
Because the park fund comes out of a different budget than or a different fund.
they have their own,
They have their own.
and I can't tell you why. What,
I mean, is that,
I gave you that word through the years, like kind of
Yeah.
how, and I was told that it increased a lot when
Was
they
it
did
COVID?
the
Did they
splash
have-
pad.
Well, the annexation increased a lot because back when me and Jacob was on the park board, 60,000, maybe Jacob, for the whole year. 57, 60.
Right, now it's
So
100.
annexation was a lot to do with it.
Their operating still runs about 70,000, and then the additional is
Right, but
improvements.
I mean.
I know, but then we have 11,000 for him and 5,000 for him.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, you know, I get where Sean's coming from with some of the stuff that, the wants versus the needs things, and $11,000, and we had this discussion with the meeting 4 times ago, about the lock boxes and whatever, that's a want, not a need. Listen, as long as there's money in the budget, we can spend it, but there's freaking nothing. I mean, 11,000 is nothing.
I mean, I think those are two of the most important departments we have.
Absolutely. You know, we
I
had,
mean, I don't understand why
Yeah,
they're
it's
so much
low.
lower. I mean, I know you say they have their own
and I
monies, but
wish we would,
why is it so much different?
is there a way we can go back into like 90, 96 to 2000 and see what the budgets were? The only reason why I asked is because
No, I mean, it might take a while, I would think.
I know, but the only reason why I asked, we didn't run into this problem of this 11,000. At the end of the year, I was the treasurer, and I called up Michelle, I'm like, how much money do we have left? She's like, we have $11,000. Well, one year we bought pagers with it, or what, she complained about it because we used the money. This hasn't been like this for a while. I mean, you got,
We increased that last year.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
So,
if
I mean,
it was $50,000 back then,
Uh-huh.
why did it decrease? And I don't know what it was, I can't tell you that.
Right.
Maybe it was 11,000, everything
I can tell you, it was never higher than what
Yeah.
it is now.
And that's what I'm saying,
Police department.
I mean, a pager when I was back there
Oh,
was
yeah.
$250, right? He just spent $650, $600.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, with
like
the fire
you said, it's two important departments, right?
Mhm.
So the fire department, then if we split it with the township, that helps with that, so then that increases that budget there. But with the police, I mean, Roger has a couple of other, now we're pulling from the edit for his truck, you know. So there are other places where we could pull from, but that's what's in our general budget.
But we never had a problem back then of, okay, Michelle says we had $5,000 left. I can always count on the trustee of, if I had 5,000, they were gonna spend 5,000, now we got 10,000 that we're spending on something. I mean, one year it was task force nozzles or some, but it's not stuff that we needed, it was our want list, right? We waited till the end of the year and said, hey, what's left? I'm not seeing that. I mean, shoot, we told Sean 3 meetings ago that you have your equipment budget's gone. We've spent,
Oh, still got 4,000 left.
well,
Well, it's getting 7,000 almost taken out on the lease payment that was in.
right, but you see my,
So, yeah,
see my thing.
right.
You know, we bought turnout gears, turnout
With
gear
our-
one year, you know, turnout gears,
American Rescue Fund.
3,000,
Oh, 7.
36, about 7,000 a piece. Back when we were buying it in 96, you could do a turnout set for $1,200 and that included the helmet. You know, so it is the difference in pricing and stuff, but the budget has to grow with the pricing.
There's probably leather helmets.
Nope.
No.
Some of the guys have leather helmets, but they buy their own.
The problem is that we do only get a certain amount of money
That's
each year. Yeah, so. Yeah. And they're trying to take more and more of that away, so.
Yes.
All right, general fund?
The general fund. Not done
Well, money.
yet. So let's see. I had a couple things for the town hall. The copier lease is gonna be up this year, so then if we keep the copier and operate without a lease, then we would have to get all the supplies, maintenance. The guy told me that, they'll quit making supplies for our current copier in 2028. So to me, they send us everything automatically. He's supposed to give me some prices on that. Last year, we had some issues with our AC freezing up. We haven't had that this year. I hate to say that. But they kind of talked about maybe trying to find the coils that they could fix it with, or we'd have to replace the unit. So that was some things I had for the town hall. And then as far as the council, what I wanted to know from you guys was, like the infrastructure, if there's anything you guys see coming up, building repairs, capital improvements. And another question I had, which is because of what we have budgeted for our fire, like the chief and stuff. So this year you guys did, Jacob, you guys did your own contract. So I don't know, like going forward and next year, if that's kind of the way it will still be, where we can maybe decrease the amount that we have in there, and then we could throw it into their equipment budget, and then we're still balancing our budget.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then also then if we would do the insurance, because they kind of match each other. I mean, like as far as the extra that we pay, that I have budgeted for runs, meetings, the fire chief, you know, all those parts that we pay 50% ours and 50% the township, that would kind of balance each other out, so. But I thought if whatever we had left, we could throw into their equipment budget. But depending on how we do that going forward. I'm not gonna know, are we? Okay.
It always used to be separate.
And right now, we're just going off of our, well, what is this year, right? So probably next year, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. As far as how that might work. But I'm thinking I could decrease that on our part and maybe just add back in the insurance. You know, like to do half with the township for next year to kind of figure that. How much was your guys' insurance this year for the building, do you remember? And the equipment?
I want to say 16,000, the accident liability and workman's comp was about over 8.
25 grand.
Our health insurance, we'll find out August 10th what our renewal rates are. So that would be a nice change, you know, instead of getting them in November, so. We'll be able to budget for that. Kind of been looking at the salary ordinance, changing that, like to do maybe a range, not, you know, and then it could be anywhere within that range and kind of simplify that whole thing, and then you guys can just
I heard you
determine.
guys talk a little bit about that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I think,
So with the salary thing right there, are we actively looking for 2 people?
Not yet. If we,
We didn't lose Honor, did we?
No,
No, but we
but
lost,
she moved.
we lost Tracy. And we lost,
Cody.
Cody. There's two positions that we need to get back to. I'm not sure why we're not advertising for it.
We were trying to come up with a good job description so that we have that together, and I mean, she's fine with it right now. It's, yes, I do believe that we need to advertise, but we also need to make sure that we have a good job description for her.
We gotta advertise first.
Yeah.
Labor, that's pretty broad.
I would really like to try and get an operator to come in.
Well, you have to do that, but you gotta start somewhere, right? You've
Right.
gotta,
You're right.
you've gotta get somebody in here, and a job description, listen, a job description is open it up saying, yeah, that's not my job, it's not a good job description. I am totally against job descriptions.
I
You
think
just
her,
can't, you can have responsibilities,
yes,
then as long as you have something at the end of that saying, and anything the town superintendent or the, you know, if Roger's got a deputy, anything that the marshal
yes.
deems to be necessary to do, you know, that is within the safe working conditions, you know.
Assigned duties.
Yeah, assign,
I've written a bunch of
because,
job descriptions.
I gave her a little information today on that paper for her to look over as far as little
Right.
stuff to add in there.
Cap it at the end with assigned duties, because that means
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and Roger, or the town board, whoever, town park board,
Mhm.
something may come up and.
Can I put a little 2 cents in on 2 people? I don't think you need 2. I think you only need 1, because there was times that I struggled to find enough to keep 3 of them.
And-
I agree,
but,
Roger.
but my whole point is, if you have.
Do I think
So-
she's thin and she needs someone? Yes.
But, so it's been 2 weeks or a month now?
No.
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
I don't mind it. I like staying busy.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
We've
I
gotta
know.
have that, we've gotta fill it. If
Yes,
we don't
sir.
advertise, we're not gonna get any applications.
Yes. I understand that.
You're going to Alaska on it.
What I'd like to see by the next meeting, or at least September, is a plan how we're gonna set money aside for the fire equipment. And maybe by the next meeting,
That's not very long. That's
Yeah.
a couple weeks.
Are you saying fire equipment far as
a truck.
truck? That's
How
what-
we gonna start a fund, to start putting money back for something that big?
I just wanted to clarify, because fire equipment's like what Sean showed us, right? If I'm thinking, I thought that's what you meant, is something huge like that, so.
Then also, I'd like to see that if Annette can have it ready by the August meeting, fine, if not September, let's see how we can move money around and raise the equipment budget for the fire department and police department.
I agree.
Now, I don't wanna say next meeting, because that really puts you under the gun. Jacob, has a young man got a hold of you about this truck down here for sale?
Couple times.
Oh, man, sell that thing to him. I'm trying to contact him. Tell him you want $5,000 for it, and he can come and get it. That
That
guy,
guy calls me all the time.
that guy, he won't quit.
Welcome to my world.
I know.
I don't get the answer I want, so I'm gonna keep reaching out to whoever until somebody says okay, and then we'll point the finger.
I'd sell that thing to him, tell him, hey, you bring me $5,000 from cash and you drive that baby home. I don't know where he's from, Vermont or somewhere, I don't know where he's from. Like,
You gotta advertise it somewhere or something.
it's the old truck set behind the firehouse down there.
Oh,
They're waiting at you, Sean.
So,
Probably.
I don't know, but that guy, I don't know what he's seeing, what he's wanting to do with it.
Hey, for a farm, that'd be a good old beater.
They've probably seen the mileage and
Right.
thinks, you know, whoa, only 16,000 miles on a
They're hard.
20-plus-year-old vehicle that's set there.
What year is it?
I think it's a
89.
89.
89.
That's almost a collector's item.
Yeah, it's not easy miles on it either. I mean, that
Oh, no.
truck went through some fields,
Yes, I know.
Stick shift,
5 speed, straight six. Four-wheel drive.
yeah, straight six.
He's persistent.
It's made it through some stuff it shouldn't have.
Anybody else have anything?
I don't.
Well, then I would just like to say thank you because you all did a great job. I mean, of the things that, ideas for next year, so
Yeah.
that's very helpful. So
We appreciate all your hard work doing it.
I appreciate you getting all that together.
No, I appreciate you.
We love you.
You know, I love you.
Okay,
Motion.
holy cow.
I know, where'd it go?
There's a motion.
I have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
You want to stay longer?
That'd be great.
Time to eat. I got steaks on it. Not that I grill, I got this. No, cat. No.
What you call it?
That's it over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just.
Not that I would know.
No, you wouldn't, I know that.